Good morning, class. Nice to see you. I'm Mary Carroll, and this is How to Survive English 101. Make sure you subscribe below. I'm going to be posting every single Monday. I'll be here all semester long to help you pass that class. Make sure you tell all your friends about it. I know a lot of students have trouble with this freshman composition class, so let's do this, okay? All right, complex sentences part 1. Do I think grammar is going to make you a great writer? No. Grammar alone is not going to make you a good writer. But I want to give you some self-confidence right out of the gate that you can manage a complete sentence, that you can get it down on paper, that you're going to recognize what a complete sentence is, and that confidence will help you right away, okay? All right, so complex sentences part 1. Let's just read the first one before I tell you what it is, okay? All right. While the cat and dog ran around the yard, comma, Dad barbecued the chicken. Okay? Now, let's use our test. You walk up to somebody on the quad, Monica, and you say, while the cat and dog ran around the yard. She doesn't know what that means. Like, what are you saying to me? Clearly, it's not a complete thought. Something is missing, right? Sure. And this is what's missing. Dad barbecued the chicken. So if I walked up to Monica and I said, hey, Monica, Dad barbecued the chicken. She would get that, but I don't know why you're telling me that, but I get it, right? It makes sense. It can stand on its own independently, okay? But we have another idea that we've added to it that is actually dependent on the next idea for its meaning, and that's what makes a complex sentence. While the cat and dog ran around the yard is dependent on Dad barbecued the chicken for its meaning, right? And that makes it complex. All right, let's look at the next example. After the cat and dog ran around the yard, I mowed the lawn. Same thing. After the cat and dog ran around the yard, we know there's something else, right? Okay, I mowed the lawn. But I mowed the lawn, I could say to somebody, hey, I mowed the lawn. They get big, what do you want, a medal? You know, but I get it, right? All right, let's take a look at this one. I listened to my playlist while I walked to the store. Okay, notice there's no comma here because when we put the subordinating conjunction in the middle of a sentence, we tend to not use a comma before there. Now, I don't know if I've used the word subordinating to you yet, but let's take a look at it. You do not have to memorize this word, but it's easy enough to remember. Sub means like subway, underground, subterranean, underneath, under the ground, okay? So sub means secondary, coming underneath something else, in order. All right, so Dad barbecued the chicken, that's the main idea. The subordinating idea, or the idea that comes after that idea in order, is while the cat and dog ran around the lawn, okay? All right, so then these are all called subordinating conjunctions. There will never be a test on that. You don't have to memorize it. But I just want to tell you, because the word slips out of my mouth, very easy to learn, okay? All right, last example, Inez got pretty annoyed because Gordon would not stop tapping his foot. Okay? Again, your subordinating conjunctions in the middle of the sentence, so there's no comma before it. But Inez got pretty annoyed. Okay? There's your main idea. It can stand on its own. I know what that means. I don't really know why she got annoyed, but it doesn't really matter. Inez got pretty annoyed. Okay, feels complete, doesn't it? But if we say, because Gordon would not stop tapping his foot on its own, that doesn't carry enough meaning. It must be dependent on something else, right? Sure, it does. Because Gordon would not stop tapping his foot, Inez got pretty annoyed. We could say it that way too, all right? But I just want to show you that, yeah, you can reverse them. You can put those subordinating conjunctions in the middle of a sentence and get a nice, complex sentence, okay? Now, these complex sentences, they say complex, and I don't want you to think, ooh, that's so hard. It isn't hard. You've been speaking in complex sentences your whole life. you just you're not really aware of it. You haven't really thought about it. But now that it's time to actually put some things down on paper, you do need to have that awareness, okay? All right, I want you to take 5 minutes, write 5 complex sentences. I made these super easy in meaning because I want you to see the structure. I don't want you to have to figure out what the sentence means. But if you want to write some things that have deeper meaning for you, please go ahead. Take 5 minutes. I'm going to let this sit here so you can use the templates. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's lesson is Complex Sentences Part 2. Just taking a little bit of time to elevate your language and your word choices. Okay. All right, nice to see you. I'll see you tomorrow for Complex Sentences Part 2.